Hello guys, my name is Engineer Halide. Let's solve this question. It says what? Integral e raised by x ax sin bx dx equals to I. Integral e raised by ax sin bx is equal to what? I. That means let us integrate this function. And how do we integrate this function? We are going to have what? Let's say u is equal to what? Sine bs. Our u will be equal to sine bs. Then our dv function will be equal to what? E raised by what? An integral function. Now, what we are going to use, the formula we want to use is what? uv. That means integral u dv equal to what? uv minus integral v du over the s dot dx. So if our u is given as what? Sine bs, what is the u over the x? That is question. If this one is our u, so the u over the s will just be simply differentiate bs. When you differentiate bs, you now put it at the back, b. Then you now will differentiate everything. That means sine bs, and we have what? Cos bs. Now, having gotten that now, what we're going to do now next is what? We're going to integrate this to get v. So v becomes what? Integral exponential ax give us what? Differentiate ax, which is the power. You have a, bring it under. Then integrate everything. You would have what? Exponential what? Ax plus c, as the case may be. But we are going to apply that here. So this one will now give us what? Equal to what? That means let's say exponential what? Integral exponential ax sin bx becomes what? Becomes u is what? This, and v is this. So I would have e raised by ax over a, then sin bx minus what? Integral. What is our v? V is already this exponential ax over a. Then the u over the s is what? B cos bx. So what I would advise us to do is to write it this way. E raised by ax. Let's make this one I. That means we want to reduce it. Reduction formula. So this one had what? Sin bx minus, let's bring this constant out. We have b here divided by a integral exponential as cos bs, which will now go through another series of what? Integration by part. Don't forget that what we are doing now is this formula is actually integration by part. So what we're going to do now is to break this one down again further, going through the same processes again. Now we are going to have what? Integral what? Exponential ax cos bx is what we want to integrate now. This one. Now using the same method. So that means u equal to what? Cos bs, while the u over the x give us what? Differentiate bs, we are going to have b. Then differentiate cos what? We are going to have minus what? Sin bs, which is the same thing as what? Minus b sin bs. So if you differentiate bs, you put it at the back, you multiply the function, the entire function. So then when you differentiate cos bs, you have minus sin bs. So what about v? Our dv is equal to what? Exponential as, as we did before. So if now have v, will now give us, what is our v now? V becomes e raised by what? As over a, which we have done before. Then we put it in our formula. This is this formula. You see, continue to apply the formula. And what is the formula saying? So what we are going to do now is to put them there. uv. This one multiplied by this one will have e raised by what? As over a cos what? Bx. Then having done that, now what is our what do you call it? Minus integral what? V is what? Exponential ax over a what's our the u over the x? The u over the x give us what? Minus what? B sine bx. So when we do that now, that means we're taking us back to the normal function, which is what? E raised to power ax over a cos what? Bx minus plus. Minus times minus is plus. So b over a integral what? Exponential ax sine bx. Now we are going back to the initial function. So what was given to us is what we are going back to. So that means reduction formula will be applied. So in that case now, that means what we are going to do now is simply now place all this for this result, put it here. So I'm going to substitute everything there. So what we're going to have now, we're going to have is what? I, which is this equal to what? E raised to power ax over a sine what? Bx minus what? Open bracket, or minus what? B over a into bracket what? All this will be repeated. Now replace them with I. So e raised to power ax over a cos bx plus b over a what? I. Now what we want to do now is simply what? We place all this one now. We now what? I equals to what? E raised to power as over a sine bx minus what? This multiplied by this one will have what? B exponential what? As over a squared cos what? Bx plus this minus this one will just minus times plus give us minus. Then b times b give us b squared over a times a will give us a squared I. So we collect like terms. So how do we collect like terms? Let this one move to this other side. We're going to have what? I plus b square. When it comes, because equal sign to this other side become plus a square I equal to what? Equal to e raised to power ax over a sine what? Bx minus b over a square exponential what? As cos what? Bx. Now what I will advise you to do first is what? What is common is e raised to power ax into bracket what? Sine bx over a minus what? B cos what? Although a is also common, but let's leave it that way. Cos bs over what? A square. I'll tell you why I say you should leave it like that. So now, what is the SCM here? The SCM of this is what? A square. A square divided by 1 will give us a square. A square times we have a square I plus a square divided by a square we have 1 times b square I plus what? B square I. Now what we do is that to remove this a here, a square, is to multiply all through by a square. So if I multiply this one by a square, I will have a square I plus b square I is equal to what? Then multiply this one by a square, we will have e raised to power a exponential a raised to power x exponential as other. So by can multiply this one by a square, we will have what? A sine bx or a square. Now if you multiply this one by a square, a will cancel a remaining a multiplied by this will have what? A. So minus multiply this one by a square also. I want to have this one will cancel this one, so I want to have b cos what? Bs. So what do? We have something in common. So I is common. A square plus b square will be brought out because you factorize I out. That's what I have. Is equal to what? exponential ax a sine bx minus b cos bs. Now please, if you know you are enjoying this video, please just help me subscribe to get more of these my videos. Please, thank you. God bless you. So what I want to do now is simply, lastly, I'm about to end this video becoming too long. So what I want to have now is what? I equals to what? E raised to power ax into bracket a sine bx minus b cos bs, or divide by what? A square plus b square. So this will be our final answer. So I believe that you have gotten the answer. Please ensure you subscribe. Thank you.